conditioner pickup. What is it? I think it was a Kenmore branded.
Hi, Dennis. Dash cam 3 weeks ago. It's still sitting on the floor in my bedroom. Still haven't installed it yet.
Well, now at least if there's a problem in the bedroom, you know what happened. I've thought about getting one. There's so many close calls nowadays.
Well, what did it for me was that video that everybody's seen that was on the Belt Parkway where the person, you know, tried to cause an accident, and then when they failed at it, they put it in reverse and smashed into the person's car. I know exactly where it is. I pass that spot once a week. I see the skid marks every time I drive home.
After 2 miles, take the exit right, 49, towards Danbury.
The plot twist is the people who did the scam work for the dash cam company.
You're kidding.
No, I'm only joking.
Oh.
It would be funny though.
It's possible. You never know.
I think the person who did the scam actually got caught, and I think what happened, based on the news story that I heard, was this person, I guess they have citizenship in Ecuador. They may have dual citizenship in the United States and Ecuador, so after it happened, they went to Ecuador to try to lay low until the dust settled, and I guess they didn't realize how viral the whole thing went, so when they came back from Ecuador, they got arrested at the airport.
That's great.
It's like if you have somewhere to go, don't stay there for 2 weeks.
Yep.
You should stay a lot longer than that. Like you said this morning, be discreet, right?
Yeah, be discreet.
But then again, people who do scams like that aren't very smart to begin with,
Right.
so.
Just get a job.
And I think that the other thing was, apparently this person might have also been an influencer or something too. So you would think that,
Well, those people are often pretty stupid anyways.
oh, I don't disagree with that, but you think if you're going to do something...
After 1/2 mile, take the exit right, 49, towards Danbury.
Don't tell me what to do.
You would think that if somebody is going to do something like that, they're going to try to maintain as small of an online presence as they can. But like you said, you don't have to be smart to be an influencer. What I may end up doing after I finally stop being lazy and finally install this dash cam is I'll just post videos of stuff online like Jay does. Like, hey, can you believe this funny thing that happened today?
Yeah, I'm sure you'll get some good videos.
I drive about 15,000 miles a year, so there's plenty of opportunities to see people being idiots.
It only takes 5 minutes.
drivers in the Atlanta area drive extremely fast too. I worked with somebody who lived in Georgia, and he said the Atlanta traffic isn't stop and go; it's stop or go 90.
I've never been down there driving. From my experience, the worst is definitely New Jersey that I've been to.
New Jersey's a cakewalk compared to Florida. Florida's the worst by far I've ever driven in. I've driven in probably about 15 different states, and Florida's just some next level.
What is it? With the retired people not paying attention?
I don't know. I think that part of it. Now, this is a disclaimer. This is Broward County and Miami-Dade County, but I don't think that there's any cell phone laws at all.
Really?
Yeah. And if there are, it certainly isn't being enforced.
How could there not be?
I don't know. I guess Florida is, and I'm saying this in air quotes, small government, so...
Yeah, but still, that should be obvious.
Well, yeah. Yeah, on I-95 in Broward County, if you're in the left lane, the speed limit's 65. If you're in the left lane, you'll probably do about 60, and if you're in the right lane, you'll probably do about 85. It's totally backwards. I guess there's a lot of people on drugs. On drugs while they're driving.
Well, that's nice.
The way you can tell that people are really bad drivers there is there's more skid marks in Florida than any other state I've ever driven in. And skid marks don't happen because crashes didn't happen. So.
After 1/2 mile, go straight on Highway 25N towards Newtown. Go straight on.
I'm really curious to see how well preserved this thing is, considering it wasn't outside on the hot side of the unit.
Yeah, I hope it's mint, because then it could be a contender to go through the wall.
Oh, okay.
Depending on how long this takes, we could go up that way and go to the those restaurants, either the Chinese place or the Italian place.
Oh, okay.
Which is right next to the OK Will.
You're just trying to take an alcoholic to a bar, aren't you? Somebody who should be in AA. And at like the worst possible time of the year for somebody like us, too.
Oh, that's what it was. I had gone there a couple of weeks ago, and I had sent you a bunch of pictures because there was some interesting things there, and you never responded. And that's when I realized, I think that your phone does not receive the pictures if I send more than one at a time.
You're probably right. I don't have a data plan, so that might be part of the reason why.
You think I do?
I don't think that you do, and that's probably also part of the problem. Hello?
Really? Well, that's cool.
You got real far, didn't you? Stupid.
See, there's a dash cam video. We're only, what, 15 minutes in?
I know we don't drive fast and everything, but we're not going any slower than anybody else.
No, I was going the speed of traffic when that happened.
Follow
And
Highway
now there's the other
25,
guy.
Main Street, for 11 miles.
There's no passing lane on this road either, so it's like you're not going to get anywhere.
That doesn't mean that they won't try to do it anyway. And mind you, I'm a very impatient person, but I wouldn't do something like that because I know it wouldn't gain me anything.
And this is a Sunday morning. Like, what the heck is the rush? It's not like it's Monday morning at 8:30 and everybody's going to work or something.
Maybe they're late for bingo.
Not that that's excusable either, but...
Well, excusable and understandable are two different things,
that's
right?
true. Oh, there's a yard sale. Is it still open?
Oh, no. And unlike usual, I actually have a little bit of cash on me, too.
I have some too, but I need it.
Well, yeah.
Oh yeah, he or she saved the
Gotta go to Amazon.
There. Got there, what, 0.5 seconds faster for doing that? Earned up who knows how much more extra fuel. Stupid.
Well, those little Honda Accords are actually pretty efficient, though.
Not if you're driving like that.
Which pictures are you referring to? Are those the ones with the wreaths and the
I
strings
had
of twine?
sent some pictures of a dehumidifier that was there.
Yeah, never saw it.
It was a Frigidaire one. It was only $5. I should have got it just for the fan motor. But there was a handwritten note on the side of it that talked about recall information.
Interesting.
And it said, according to serial number, this unit is not recall. And I had added a quote to the picture. I said, the fact that there was a recall mentioned at all is enough for me not to want to use it.
Dehumidifiers. You can't spell dehumidifier without fire, right?
I never thought of that.
That's why they're all recalled and air conditioners aren't.
So what are the old ones are just called dehumidifiers?
Dehumidif.
There's a couple carriers on the right.
Oh.
Those, I believe, are the same model I had in the kitchen.
XCs.
And they both still work.
Yeah, my school district had those everywhere when I was a kid.
I still see those in the international round, relatively speaking, quite a bit.
Well, you're further from salt fog than me, so that's probably why. Those have long since been canceled out where I live.
Those are getting to be now 35 to 40 years old, because those were like 85 to 91, I think.
Really?
So they're getting up to.
The internationals you're referring
Yeah.
to. Because I was
Yeah.
going to say the XCs I think were like 91, 92.
Yeah, those were later into the 90s. According to Russ, the Super Weathermaker, the one that I have, actually ran up until sometime in the late 2000s.
Oh, really?
Which I find that hard to believe in a wood grain form factor. I mean, that was gone by the late 90s.
Yeah, that was long since out of style by then. But he would know. I mean,
No, he would, so he's probably correct. But I mean, maybe in a commercial environment like those were tailored to, the style didn't matter.
I think the Fedder's king-size chassis stayed wood grain for quite some time into the 2000s as well.
Yeah, those are garbage. Nobody cares about those.
Yeah, they have crappy Rotor-X compressors. Although the king-size probably didn't.
That probably had reciprocating.
There's a Carvel near me that has one of those in the wall. And they don't use it anymore because they installed 2 split systems.
Oh, what a shame. Probably never gets as cold in there.
Actually, to be fair, I think that this king size was grossly undersized at that Carvel because it always felt hot. I know it doesn't make sense being an ice cream shop, but
Well, it kind of does make sense considering all the refrigeration stuff in there.
Yeah, it just dumps all the heat.
Yeah, the heat load's got to be astronomical.
Yeah. Yeah, I always remember my Carvel being hot.
We just built or we're in the process of building I don't have any support for this project personally, but at work we're building a video gaming lab, and somehow that's educational, whatever. And there's 12 high power computers. These things have like, I think 1,300 watt power supplies.
Oh,
something
wow.
astronomical. And we are installing, just for this small room of 12 computers, I think it's an 85,000 BTU air conditioner.
I was going to say, you probably need like 5 tons.
I should give you a copy of the quote. It's kind of interesting. It breaks down the number of BTUs that it would recommend per watts of a power supply, and it worked out to be some astronomical number.
Well, we can look it up when we get home, but I want to say that, I mean, that checks out, because I was working on a 20 kilowatt power supply at work, and I think I did the calculation, and we were using an air-cooled load to load it down with. And I think I did a calculation, and it was something like 75,000 BTUs of heat was coming out of this load. So that checks out if you have 12 1,300 watt power supplies.
Plus the people in the room.
Yeah, and the power supplies, they don't work for free. They're probably 90% efficient, so they're throwing off like 100 watts each anyway.
Yeah.
Although power supplies are pretty good now. They're probably closer to like 97, 98% efficient by now.
Yeah, well, the thing is, you got these graphics cards and the CPUs and everything throwing off a lot of heat as well.
Well, yeah, the 1,300 watts gets lost, but you have to make more than 1,300 watts to provide 1,300 watts to the GPUs and stuff.
Right. I just hope it's a variable system, because in the printing world, we have these big laser printers. It was the same thing. We've got a pretty good sized system. It's a swamp in there.
Oh, yeah?
Because if no one's using the printers and nobody's in the room, you're pushing, I don't know what size it is, but probably 40,000, 50,000 BTUs for a 20 by 20 room.
Yeah.
And it's disgusting. It's a swamp.
Yeah, you have to have an inverter system if you're gonna.
So I hope that it's something that's variable speed or whatever, because the way that computer room is set up is terrible. There's something hanging out of that wall. I gotta remember to check that one day. That building has been sitting there for sale for ages. I doubt it's going anywhere anytime soon.
Call the realtor and see if you could take it.
That's what I was thinking of doing. Realtor probably gonna say, "What building are you talking about?" That spotted mailbox. I looked at that house. This house all the way in the back is pretty cool. Not the right area. I want to live around here. Jeez, this road is terrible. Not always like this. What the heck?
You must have dug it up for a natural gas line or something and patched it really poorly.
That's what it looks like. There's one sole remaining high pressure sodium street light along here. I guess it was a forgot to replace kind of deal. And it should be right up on this corner if I recall correctly. Not that it's dark out right now, but
I'm wondering if there was like a bee's nest or something and the person didn't want to like go near it.
that could be. That might be it right there. Is that it? Yeah, that's it.
This one right here?
This one here. The flat lens.
Really?
Still works. No, it's not.
No, that looks like a
one here,
DEL.
Yeah. Those are the better DEL ones. This is it right here.
Oh yeah.
Still going. For whatever it's worth, those DEL ones they put in there, they're not bad. I don't like them, but it is what it is.
I have no problem intrinsically with DEL lighting for outdoor use. The only thing that I wish they would do differently is I wish that they would be the same color temperature.
Right. Well, as I've said many times on video, I don't have an intrinsic opposition to DEL either. It just needs to be of satisfactory quality, and it seldom is. If the optics were correct and the color temperature was fine, I would accept them, but it just never is.
Yeah, DELs can be very good. They can be as good or as bad as you want them to be, and that's part of the problem. Is these manufacturers tend to make like the cheapest crap they can get away with. And I don't even blame the engineers because they're just given like $10 to design this with, and you got to shave out fractions of a penny because you sell 1 million of them, and it's somebody's salary for an entire year you would save by taking 5 cents out of each one of them.
Corporate greed.
Yeah, unfortunately, unlimited growth is not sustainable.
There used to be a restaurant there. I guess it wasn't sustainable either.
It must be the ice cream place you were talking about.
The Cold Stone?
Oh, is that what we just passed?
There used to be a Cold Stone ice cream place there. What ice cream place was I talking about?
Oh, you were talking about some independent place. I thought maybe
No, that's by my house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It used to be a Carvel, and then now it's just called the Ice Cream Shop.
The ice cream shop?
Yeah.
Oh,
The
okay.
Ice Cream Shop. I think it's the same. I don't know.
Cold Stone is good, but it's not worth the money.
Yeah, I remember that being very expensive. That was it was a Cold Stone, and then there was Five Guys next to it.
Oh, Five Guys is another ripoff.
Which used to, when it first moved in, we used to go there all the time. It was real good. But then I think the price went up, and I think it actually closed.
Last time I went to Five Guys, I was working in Florida, so I wasn't paying for the meal. And I got a double bacon cheeseburger, an order of fries, and a shake, and it was like $30.
Jeez. No, that's ridiculous. It used to be like $5 or $6 a burger, but of course that was 10 years ago. 10 plus years ago.
Yeah, I started going to Five Guys in like 2009, and I think it cost about half that much.
Yeah, that's certainly around the time when that one moved there too. The fries was good too.
Yeah, the peanut oil has a unique flavor to it that I really rather like.
Probably healthier too.
Yeah, it's certainly far less bad for you than the regular oil.
That's Black Swan, that's where the pellets come from.
I thought that name looked familiar.
Price is pretty good. That sit stop.
Traffic on this road must be horrible during the week.
It is. This is. It takes some time to get down this road.
It's another reason why it was good to go early.
Yeah. Even by the afternoon, this might start to block up already.
Okay.
At least the merit, but anyways, that thing's a joke.
Yeah, another poorly designed piece of garbage by our friend Robert Moses.
I wouldn't say it's poorly designed. It's just obsolete at this point. You know, it's feeding way more cars than it was ever intended. I think that's the main problem. I gotta come by here at night sometime. That sodium light on that building there still works.
Oh wow,
That's got to be 1,000 watts or more. I think
it's
huge.
enormous.
It lights up the whole area though.
I remember that's the type of stuff you used to see at like car dealer lots. You get sunburned.
Probably.
I bet there's a lot of infrared light that comes out of there, which is probably nice and toasty.
Or maybe the glass is UV filtered.
Perhaps.
That could be. What's your favorite store?
The Jungle website?
Yep. Delivering more garbage to houses near you.
Well, unfortunately, I begrudgingly got to make a purchase from them. I want some Christmas light stakes that are 15 inches, and I can't seem to find them anywhere but the Jungle website.
Not even at the Home Depot?
No, the Home Depot only has like 8-inch stakes.
Oh, that's pathetic. Are you going to get them on Amazon's over eBay?
Well, if I can find them on eBay, I will. But I even tried to go to the manufacturer's website, and they're out of stock, unfortunately.
What about Temu?
Oh, please, no.
Or what's the other one? Alibaba?
Alibaba?
Yeah, that seems like something that would be on there.
I was even just going to buy nylon rod stock from McMaster, but 25 stakes that are 15 inches tall are $25, which isn't terrible. And if I was to make them myself, it would cost probably twice that, unfortunately. And I don't know where else to get rod stock other than McMaster, so.
What about if you get like dowels and drill a hole in the middle and stick the clip through the hole?
Oh, you mean wooden dowels?
Yeah, like maybe 1/4 inch and then drill like whatever the width of the clip is, the hole in the top.
The problem with that is they'll probably like warp. You know, they'll get too soft and.
Yeah, it might be only a year or two a piece, but I don't know how cheap they are.
Yeah, it's worth going to the Home Depot and seeing what's available there. I didn't think of that. I want them to be something that's not conductive, because the problem is if you use metal stakes, you get GFI nuisance strips. So
why would you plug it into a GFI?
It's not my house, and I I have what I have.
I would never plug anything outside into a GFI. Especially not a sump pump.
Oh, is this that?
This is a famous intersection. This flagpole here crashes all the time.
They just had to put it in the middle of the street, right?
I mean, it's understandable why there's a crash. There's a thing in the middle of the road.
And it didn't used to be there, right?
It's been there for a long time, but the road is not original to the road.
Oh, okay. I didn't think that person was going to stop.
I didn't think so either. Wow, there's still leaves around here. That's kind of weird. I mean, we are a ways away from the house now, but you're not like we're that far.
Well, you would think the further north you go, the more leaves are missing, not present.
Is this north? I have no idea.
Yeah, we're due north of where we started. Looks like we're getting real close.
We are. Gonna make it?
Come on, Jeep.
After 1/4 mile, turn right.
That's the next noise to fix. I think that's the one of the plastic bumpers is loose.
Oh, really?
And it, like the end of it scrapes up against the metal and makes that annoying noise. Is this it? The old
Turn right.
road.
The old road.
Wow, this is a very expensive area.
Yes, it is. Quite a contrast from Bridgeport, which is where I thought this was. Well, you know, I didn't think it. It's where it said it was.
The old road.
At the end of the road, turn left.
I'm so glad he cares about the environment enough to not just throw something away. I respect people who do things like that.
You could have just tossed it in the dumpster. Nobody would have known.
Yeah. He even gave us the outlet. Like he said, that alone's worth $20.
He's 100% correct.
We were just talking about that this morning before we left.
100% correct. I didn't want to bother with him plugging in because it wouldn't have fired anyways. It's too cold.
Turn left, US 6, Highway 25,
54, yeah.
Mount Pleasant Road.
The old road. What a stupid name.
The old air conditioner.
It's actually cool that there's a date code in there, though.
What do you say it was, 84?
August of 84.
I thought it'd be newer than that.
I know.
That style Kenmore I thought was in the 90s, but I guess not.
I've never seen a Kenmore with a side discharge.
No, me either. That's why I wanted to grab it, because I like side discharge, and I like that that style panel.
Maybe it's a carrier. Maybe it's a rebadge. It has a
It
GE
could
fan
be.
motor.
You know what? It very well could be. I mean, that's all Kenmore is rebadge.
Right.
So it's got to be...
Usually Whirlpool, though.
Right. I was told it was a Gibson product. Which is... I'm not really familiar with Gibson. I don't know.
Follow US 6, Highway 25, Mount Pleasant Road, towards Bridgeport, for 11 miles.
Was this on Blogface or was this on Craigslist?
It was Blogface.
Oh, okay.
Which, generally speaking, I've had pretty good results on.
I've never had a bad interaction on Blogface.
I've had one or two that were kind of dodgy, but I've never had one that was a complete disaster.
Everybody I've ever bought from on Blogface has been super nice, super, polite.
That's generally my experience too. Except for there's two I can recall that were dodgy. The nocturnal guy that sold me the Dayton fan, and then there was one like multiple dehumidifier pickups. It was just into New Jersey. I going up there, and the guy was like, he left all the stuff in the backyard. It was like, just go grab it. I'm not there. It was kind of weird.
That would scare me to do something like that. It would almost seem like a setup.
I mean, I could see the stuff from the road, so it wasn't like I felt comfortable doing it, but it was a little odd.
Well, it's not that would bother me. What would bother me is going in somebody's yard and then somebody thinking I'm stealing.
Well, the guy had called him. He was, I was talking to him. But I suppose neighbors, they're paying attention. There's that reciprocating compressor clank.
I'm curious how quiet this thing is. I bet you it'll be very, very quiet, given how slow that fan motor runs.
I think so too. I feel like side discharge is often more quiet.
My only gripe with side discharge is I just don't like the aesthetics of it. I like the two top vents better for some reason.
It's not symmetrical, so it looks kind of weird.
Yeah.
But I think performance and noise, I think, is better.
Yeah, I think that would make sense.
No outside burning. There it is.
No flicking cigarettes out your window.
That's considered outside burning.
That's considered stupid, is what that's considered.
Yeah, that's true.
The world is not your ashtray.
What's the phrase? The world is your oyster.
Oh yeah, from Frankie Goes to Hollywood.
That's done as strong. It's getting a little warm.
Turn the AC on.
Yeah.
There's a TV show that I used to watch with my mother. It was called Mike and Molly, and there was this Italian guy who was a character on the show. He sounded exactly like that character, the man that we just met. I'd be interested to know what percentage of Wranglers are manual. Is it like 50% or is it more like 25%?
I bet it's pretty high because that's the stock configuration.
Oh,
You
really?
got to pay extra to get an automatic.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
the majority of Mazda Miatas are also manual.
Not many cars left you can still buy with it.
You can't even buy a Corvette in manual anymore.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, the 7th generation was the last generation that offered a manual transmission, and it was pretty cool. It was a 7-speed manual.
It's a lot of gears.
I know. I had a Ford Edge as a rental when I was on a business trip, and I think that transmission was either 8 or 10 gears, so it was really funny when you would go to pass somebody. The transmission would drop from like 8th gear to like 2nd. It would drop 6 gears in one shot. We saw that Porsche before. That looks familiar.
Maybe.
I bet you that sleeve is pretty heavy.
It is. I wasn't expecting the thing to be so long.
I know.
I don't think the width, I'm not sure it's going to fit in the window.
Oh well.
Oh, just have to cut the ball. Actually, I'm not sure it would fit in the wall there either. Between the, like in between the window and the back, there's not a lot of space there. It might have to go. We'd have to go like underneath the window. Which I guess you could do that because it shouldn't. It's not structural underneath the window.
The only problem with doing that is that then the vent is very close to the floor. You kind of want the vent to be higher up, but it would be stupid to put it over the window. That, first of all, you couldn't, and second of all, it would look really stupid if you did.
Yeah. Although with this, you can angle it up. And, you know, they draft the book with these. The side discharge when you can angle it up pretty good. That's a stupid car.
What was that?
Did you see that?
No.
It was one of those like boxy cars that was lowered.
No. That condenser coil is like 5 rows thick.
Yeah. That's fairly small for a 18,000. That's a lot of power in that box.
I guess it's a good thing that I didn't arrange to get that Fetters this weekend, because I don't think we would have been able to fit both of them in here easily.
No, they would have had to go horizontal, which I don't like. I really don't like doing that. Not because the oil moves around or whatever,
It's just
but
not good
because
for
the compressor mounts is what I'd be worried about. Although, as we've seen, we don't even really need those.
That'll be really cool if he finds the documentation.
I hope he does. I'll go back and get it. It's a long trip, but I'll make it because that's more rare than the machine.
Yeah. And it looks like this thing got painted, so it'll probably never rust.
No. Well, it's never going to be exposed to water again because all my windows have the overhang, and there's going to be a drain hole. So.
Well, you have the overhang overhang, but let's not forget that this thing is 3 feet deep.
That's a good point. It's probably going to stick out past it.
Did they get that thing out of the wall? That thing was so high up.
Well, obviously that guy is pretty good health. But
He's in excellent
I have
health.
no idea how that got out of there.
Is your grandfather in that good of health? Because that's kind of what I picture your grandfather being like.
He doesn't look quite as good, but he's probably just as capable.
Okay.
He's now 83, I think. He's getting up there. But just like this guy, he stays active. He does all the work around the house and the yard. I think it's very important.
Mm-hmm. He doesn't sound like he's from Connecticut, though. He sounds like he's from the Midwest, like Illinois or something.
Yeah, I don't think he lived here all his life.
Yeah, he sounds, that's almost like a Chicago accent. I'm surprised somebody who's that old would be on Blogface Marketplace in the first place.
Well, he's obviously staying pretty young.
Yeah.
In more ways than one. This is the machine. This is a Kenmore 253 period 871 2586. 48.5 ounces of 22. 7.5 and the cooling is not 18. It's 25,000.
Oh, wow.
So this actually could potentially go in the living room even. That's a lot more than I thought this was.
Well, that explains why it has such a huge...
Yeah, I thought 18 seemed kind of low in that big of a space because he was talking it cools real quick and everything. And
Yeah.
it says 18 for a 3-bay garage with high ceiling.
That,
No.
to be fair, that probably needed like 50,000.
So this is a little over a 2-ton machine, and that explains why it's so big.
And big it is.
Yeah. There's a Copeland. I can't really read the documentation too well. There's the number. Was there a day code on here?
Yeah, I think it was August of '84.
It's got to be older if it's still reciprocating. Yep, 8 of 1984. So it probably was purchased for summer of 1985. And it's pristine. No rust. Not even dirty in there. Bearings are free. Does not feel like a ball bearing motor. It's got a little bit of forward and back play. It's got oil ports on the motor. Definitely not ball bearing.
Probably never been oiled, so.
Probably not. Although, who knows?
Yeah, knowing this guy, he may have slid it in and out of the sleeve.
Original capacitor, which is staying. And look at this condenser. I seldom see them like this. This is kind of a stupid design to have that coming over. Does it have to do with the slinger wheel? I bet it does. Because the fan would be pushing water over there. I bet that's because the stupid slinger garbage. Zero rust on the coil all the way down to the bottom.
No coil rot either.
Incredible.
Probably almost never been used. Even the bottom row, there's no corrosion on it.
Nothing. It's got to be very low hours.
Flashlight. Yeah, this thing is in excellent condition. Well, it was indoors on one side, so...
Yeah, both sides.
Yeah, it's just a little bit dirty. Like, very minor dirt. You could probably wash that out with regular soap and water.
I would not put coil cleaner on this.
There's no reason to.
Just water. All right. Well, we'll get it. We'll get some more picture when we get it running.
It is what it is.
I wasn't originally planning on buying this either, but why not? Is that copyright? Close. But even that works. You can hear it. Surprisingly, it's well within range still.
Did those close all the way?
Yes, so it's like the super thrust.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's got to be really strong air coming out of there. It's got three. And those angle pretty good too.
And it's detented, so it's not just going to move out of place.
Right. Oh yeah. It's quiet too.
That has a nice sound to it.
Oh, this is totally going in the living room. That sounds fantastic.
It sounds like a soda machine.
Yeah, it does. In the old ghetto rundown restaurant. It's already cold. Not that it's hot in here, but
Yeah, but that's good and cold. That's not like
nice airflow in that. And this is the way. Oh, yeah.
Is this on low?
That's on low. That's already pushed out a ton of air.
No.
You do this. That's just ridiculous. It seems like the air.
Doesn't really make much of a difference.
There we go. The air is more on the bottom.
That is cold. That is good and cold. Oh, and it has energy saver too.
Yeah, which is perfect for that.
That's what you like.
Yeah. Not because it saves energy, because it saves humidity.
Well, it saves energy because it regulates the temperature very
Yeah, that's
poorly.
great.
I don't really hear any difference in the fan speed.
No, nothing.
There's a difference in the airflow though.
Yeah.
Wow, that is strong.
It's not as strong as the carrier though. But it's freezing, so
Yeah, that is
make
good and cold. We should put a thermometer in front of there. Take a look. Stop moving.
Don't tell it what to do.
Probably have to put a piece of paper in there. Man, that is freezing.
Now the ambient in here is only 67, so we have to keep that in mind.
I wouldn't be surprised if this is in the 30s.
That's refrigerator temperature for sure. Where are the stinking keys? I'll go get them.
That was so funny that David was saying, "Oh, you can test it." There was no doubt that this thing was.
Well, that's what I told him. Between him and the machine, I trust both 100%.
Yeah, he was a solid guy for sure. Oh wow, that is freezing. That is so cold.
That's absolutely refrigerator temperature, a little lower.
I would guess to my uncalibrated hand that that's probably 36 degrees.
It's in the 30s, 100%. And that's high fan.
Oh, it's almost too cold to stand in front of it. Wow.
Carrier's fan is kind of noisy.
Well, that's what you get with that low RPM fan motor. It's only 1100 RPM on high. That's like what the 5Ks have from the 90s.
Yeah. I can just feel the cold.
I am freezing over here. And I'm a good 6-7 feet away.
I can feel it right here.
I know. What a bargain that
Good
was.
grief. And this has got decades of life left in it from not being all rusted out.
It'll probably last another 40 years. The only thing that'll ever need to be replaced is the capacitor.
Yeah, but even that, well, it hasn't been run, so I'd be a little worried about it.
That's a 40-year-old capacitor, right?
If it was used regularly, I wouldn't care. But because it's never been used, I would think twice about it.
I wouldn't leave it running unattended without a new capacitor.
Yeah. I'll probably replace it.
I would hate for it to, stop running while you're not home or something like that.
Yeah. I wish we could see the amp draw.
It's 39 degrees coming out of it. And it's only been running for about 2 or 3 minutes.
It was that cold within a minute.
I know.
High fan, 39 degrees. What's the ambient? 66. I mean, that's not high, but that's still a very good split.
Come on.
Gas going through it. Nothing like the old Fetters, though.
No. Especially that 10K. That sounds like pouring water.
Yeah.
That is my favorite sounding AC I've ever heard.
Well, that's why it's going up. It's cool out today. Oh no, low battery. Oh, come on.
We're in the middle of a production here. What is
Are
this?
you kidding me? This is important.
Wow, 0 degrees.
That's cold.
I mean, a 27-degree split on high is very respectable.
Oh yeah. It's so quiet too.
I bet it would be half as loud in the window.
The compressor would definitely be. Oh, that's what we're getting at this temperature.
That sounds nice.
It does. As much as I like the International, this sounds much better than that Toshiba rotary.
That and the air coming out of the back isn't 2,000 degrees either. I bet you the air coming out of the back is maybe 100 degrees.
But we can't check because it's out of battery. Well, it's not hot here, right?
I know there's no heat pump, but still.
You know, if this is in 90 or 100 degree weather, it's going to be a lot of warmer. But this is a lot of airflow.
That's strong. That's good and strong.
Yeah. I think it's only on low, too.
I can't read this thing.
Why, is it too cold?
No, there's no pointer on the knob.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely on low. much I would too. Oh yeah, I could do plenty of cold air all the way back here.
I don't even think you need to tweak the thermostat on it.
No, it's already calibrated.
Probably too low.
Wow, that's really cool.
It's freezing.
That's pushing. That's why I like the side discharge. You feel a ton of air all the way back here. You're really circulating the air. Even the thermometer is pushing it up to 64.
What a great find.
I know. It's hard to beat the super weather maker, but this is definitely one of the finest of the year for sure. Closing it out in November, but it's pretty funny.
My find of the year was that 8K Fetters and Savings. The one that you cajoled me to buy.
Well, that might find it.
Yeah, I give you all the credit from the inquiry.
Well, you did get yelled at by the lady.
You can't park there. Meanwhile, I'm literally leaving. I don't have the heart to be rude to retail staff 99% of the time, but this lady really freaking pushed my last nerve. There were no shopping carts in the store, so I had to scrounge around to finally find one. And these are not small, light objects. And the store is so tightly packed that there was nowhere for me to stand, and I could only bring up one of them at a time. What a disaster! And then they just barely fit in the car because I didn't realize that they're both deep chassis. So.
What is this? Super deep chassis?
Well, it's a deep chassis for a small chassis. It's 2.5 inches deeper than like the Hammer Bay that you have.
This has got to be almost 3 feet deep.
That does look every bit of 3 feet to me. It might even be more than that. I'm guessing 40 inches.
35, so just shy of 3 feet.
No, that is 3 feet. Oh yeah, 36, yeah. Somebody can't do math in their head.
3 times
14 plus 3 is 17.
This is, ironically, this is 17 inches tall.
And the guy you got it from is such a gentleman, too.
Yeah, that's why I gave him the extra money, because it was totally worth it.
Plus, he was a really nice person. Always happy to help out a Vietnam vet. They were not treated well in the 60s.
Yeah, especially the Vietnam ones.
They saw some horrific, like, psychologically destructive, horrible things.
And they received psychologically horrible treatment when they got back.
Exactly. Well, that's exactly what I meant before. Yeah. He was such a character. I got such a kick out of him.
That's one of the things I like about this hobby is that guy is forever with this to me. That story we have.
I don't know, for me, and Russ and I had a conversation about this, for me, getting this stuff is almost as much fun, if not more fun, than using the things themselves.
Oh, I agree 100%.
We'll always have that story, and we'll never forget that guy.
Right.
That is really quiet on low.
Yeah, that's incredible. My leg is freezing. Now I got to decide, does this go next year or does the Super Weather Maker go in next year?
I put this in.
I would be the Super Weather Maker. I have to literally read it one time.
This is turnkey. The Super Weather Maker needs a lot of work. It needs to be cleaned up. It also needs to be cleaned up. It's really dirty inside.
But then again, I'm used to what's in there right now, which is pretty much non-existent. I think I have to literally put 4x4 posts down to the bottom of this track. That deck is already open.
I don't know how you're going to get it in the house. That's like a 4-person lift.
Yeah.
Like that's 1,000 pounds between the 4 people and the weight of the unit itself.
Yeah, I can't go on with that.
No, the deck's going to fall apart.
I have to secure it.
How are we going to get it in the house?
Which one?
How are we going to fit?
We do a front back.
If it's the door.
Shit, I don't think it's any wider than anything else. I really like this look profile.
That's why it's so deep.
But I hate blocking the window and stuff. Well, who would have thought? I did not expect that. I like it a lot. Me too.
That was worth every penny.
Absolutely. And it's, you build a platform that should run for 40 years. You don't worry about the rust and the getting pulled out. Become totally unintuitive about this at this point, so I'm not sure I saw it. Although I would very much like to just leave it on.
Well, cooling season will be here before you know it. It's probably only 6 months away.
That is true. That's really something.
Isn't that funny though? I originally said, oh, it's probably got 3 pounds of gas in it. It literally has exactly 3 pounds, 48
Yeah.
ounces.
Wow. That's so quiet.
Yeah. Oh, we should see if the return line's, it's probably the dew point's so low, it's probably not going to sweat. But
I bet it's sweating. That was so cold.
Nope, there you go. Oh yeah, it is sweating. Huh. Even though the dew point's in like the 20s.
In case I didn't mention it in the video, I've been told this is a Gibson product. Which I guess is what also made that AMC, supposedly. And these are both are excellent air conditioners. That Gibson is, the AMC is exceptionally quiet too.
That has a B series in it, doesn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, that's why it's so quiet.
Even the fan is quiet too.
Yeah.
Oh, Gibson certainly knew how to make an air conditioner.
And it really shakes when it starts up.
You know, that piston probably weighs what, 40 pounds? Well, I'm sure that's probably a wrap on air conditioners for 2024. So we'll see this again in the spring. And I guess this will go in the living room.